by taking a topic transport in human beings, and this is a topic from the chapter 6 of class 10th life processes. So already in the earlier videos we have gone through nutrition, then respiration, and this is the third topic, transport. So this is transport in human beings. We will study this topic today. See what happens in the human beings. Different organ systems are there and different organ systems are doing different jobs, and that's why for each and every cell the food material and other materials are required. So if one system is doing a particular organ, means it has to supply the things to all. So we will discuss. So in human beings, for this transport of materials there is a circulatory system, and this circulatory system consisting of three important components. The most important is heart, which is a pumping organ. Second is blood vessels. These are the tubes or the ducts, you can say, and through this only the things will be supplied. And for the supply of the material, for the transport of material, a medium is required, and that medium is blood. So in this today's topic we will study about heart, blood vessels and blood. One more fluid is found in our body, and that is lymph. So that also we will study. So we'll begin with the heart. So this, in this diagram you can see the tube system. Tube system in the blue and the red color. Red color is showing the arteries which is carrying the pure blood, and the blue color is showing the veins, so which is carrying the impure blood. It means impure, when we say, it means it is deoxygenated, means it is containing or carrying carbon dioxide. In this sense it is impure. And when we say pure blood, means we are talking of oxygenated blood, means the blood which is rich in oxygen. So this is the transport system, and this way it is supplied to all parts. The materials are supplied. Now this separation of pure and impure blood, I told you that this makes the system very efficient one in the supply of the oxygen. Like the birds and mammals, they just maintain the constant body temperature, and for maintaining this temperature there requires a lot of energy, and lot of energy means lot of oxygen as well for the production of energy. And this separation of pure and impure blood makes it very efficient. The other organisms, if we talk of like amphibians and the reptiles, though they do not maintain the constant body temperature, so there is no there is not it doesn't affect so much, means the some of the blood get pure and impure blood get mixed up, so there is their energy demand is also less. Gone. So in this diagram also, there the septum can be seen, which is keeping the pure and impure blood separated. So there vena cava, two important vena cavas are there. One is collecting blood from the upper side and other is collecting from the lower side of the body. So these two vena cava will pour the blood into the right atrium. Think here through the very easiest diagram, we can say the linear diagram, this pathway is shown. So this is diagrammatically shown here as well. Here you can see the two systems of capillaries. One is in the lung capillaries at the top, and at the bottom there is capillary system in the between the organ and the lungs. So actually in the diagram this is shown that the exchange of gases takes place at two places. One it is in the lungs. Means when we breathe in. When we breathe in, the oxygen enters into the respiratory system and reaches to the lungs, and there it is gases are exchanged, and then the blood from there it is sent to the heart, and from there it is supplied to all the parts. When it is supplied to all the parts, again there is exchange of gases. The organs or the cells are having more carbon dioxide, so it will be just exchange with the blood, and means the second this exchange of gases takes place by important process called as the diffusion. So means the diffusion, or by diffusion the exchange is going on in two places, one in the lungs and second in the tissue system, between the tissues and the blood. So this diagram is showing this exchange of gases, that is of oxygen and the carbon dioxide. Now we have discussed the pathway of blood supply and the structure of heart. Now the second important component of the circulatory system is blood vessels. Means we are talking of the tube system. So there are three types of tubes: artery, veins and the capillaries. Arteries and veins. Arteries and veins, there are we can go for comparative study, that the arteries, they are thick walled and their wall is elastic one, and they don't have any valves. And arteries, the blood which is flowing through the arteries is having the high pressure, and the blood arteries, they take the blood from heart to different parts, and they are in the skin or in the body, they are deeply seated. Whereas in veins, they have thin wall, and the blood which flows through the veins has the low pressure, and this is why the veins have valves, because the presence of valves will prevent the backflow of blood. So this is very important thing here, that the veins have valves, and veins, their work is to collect the impure blood from the different parts and bring it back to the heart, and they are superficial. So, and the capillaries are very fine tubes, and their thickness is only of one cell, and that's why the exchange of materials is possible through the capillary one. Now the third important component of the blood circulatory system is blood, which is a fluid, or you can say a medium. So it is a connective tissue because it just connects the different parts of the body, and blood is having two important parts. One is plasma, and second is the blood cells. Blood cells are of three types: RBC, WBC and platelets. RBC, RBC means red blood cells. They are red because they have a pigment hemoglobin, and the work of hemoglobin is that to carry the oxygen and carbon dioxide. WBCs, that is white blood cells, their work is to provide protection against germs, means they make the defense system, they are the part of defense system of the body. And third type of cell is platelets. Their important role is that whenever there is leakage of blood, means if there is any injury and the blood is leaking from there, the platelets will help in preventing the loss of blood. They will clot the blood so that there could not be the loss of blood. So this way they are very important. Another kind of fluid is also found in our body, and in the same way as there is a system, arterial system and venous system, there is a lymphatic system also. Lymphatic system, that is through lymphatic system is also having the lymph capillaries, lymph vessels and lymph ducts are also there. So this is another fluid which is colorless, or we can say they are pale yellow in color. And what happens actually whenever the blood flows through the capillaries, so capillaries are having the pores, so because of the pressure through those pores, some amount of plasma, protein and blood cells which are smaller, they come out. They come out of the capillaries and they come into the intercellular spaces, and whatever fluid comes out, that makes the lymph. And lymph again is this way, the lymph again is collected from these tissue spaces and sent back to the system. So there is a capillaries, lymph vessels, and the lymph vessels finally open into the larger veins. So this again, this plasma, proteins and some cells again sent back to the blood because they were the part of the blood. So this way the lymph plays very important role. And lymph is having important function is that one, lacteals. In the topic nutrition we have gone through, there are lacteals. Lacteals means in the small intestine there are villi, and the villi contains the lacteals, so they are actually part of lymphatic system. So from there the lymph carries digested and absorbed fat. So this is one important function, means it is transporting this fat. And secondly, the function of lymph is that the fluid which comes into the extracellular spaces to send it back into the blood. And third important function is that the lymph carries some special cells called as the lymphocytes. So lymphocytes again are the part of defense system, so they are also providing protection to the body. So this way in the circulatory system we have, that is in the transport in human beings, we have gone through the topic heart, its structure, blood vessels, their types, and the fluid, that is two fluids, one blood and second is lymph. After going through the topics, you can go through these questions. This is the assignment for doing.